Hey, my friends, I saw something last week on August 31st. RFK Jr. was interviewed on Ken McElroy's podcast, and boy, oh boy, is it something. He gives a glimpse into the glory days of America. I need you to listen to this clip. It's a very short clip from that show where RFK Jr. describes his visit with his dad, RFK, to Poland. It's to Krakow, right after the assassination of his uncle. And get the reception that they received. And stay tuned to after this short clip so I can give you some hints about what all that is. Watch.
In 1964, so a year after my uncle died, I went to Poland with my dad and with three of my siblings and my mother, and it was a communist government at that point in Poland. And they did not want us there. They told my father not to come. He came anyway at the invitation of a democracy group. But they didn't want the Polish people to know we were there, and they blacked out any coverage of our presence in the country. Here we were in Krakow, and we went to see the Cardinal of Krakow, who was a living saint. He had stood up to communists. He'd been tortured. He'd been jailed. He had endured these ordeals with such forbearance and piety that he inspired a religious resurgence in the Catholic Church in Poland. And everybody knew that when he died, he was going to be beatified by the church. And for us little Catholic kids who read the lives of the saints every day, this was the most exciting thing, to meet a real saint. We went in and met him. We spent about 3 hours in the cathedral, and then we came back out. When we went in, you came in through Krakow Square. There was nobody in the square. The only car in the square was the black embassy limousine. When we came out, there were 1 million people waiting for us. And they had emptied out, the word of our presence had passed by word of mouth. They had emptied out every store, they shut the shops, and the entire city had showed up to see an American leader. And our limo was stuck in the sea of people, humanity. We couldn't move. My father dragged us all up on the roof. And I sat up there, a 10-year-old kid signing autographs. And my father made a speech, and then they started singing to us. They sang a song called Sto Lat, which means may you live forever. And then they began singing the old Polish national anthem, which was an anti-communist song. And the ambassador told us it was a criminal offense. You would go to jail for singing that song, and they sang it again and again and again. And I was up there, with people reaching to touch my father, and tears coming down people's faces of joy at seeing American leadership. And on that trip, we went to France, Germany, Greece, Italy, and Britain, and the same thing happened everywhere. Yeah. Our country was beloved. Yeah. All over the world. And today, nobody would care if an American leader, they're more likely to get, things thrown at them.
Now, of course, who was that Archbishop of Krakow? He called a cardinal. He didn't actually become a cardinal till a couple years later, but that then Archbishop, soon to be Cardinal of Krakow, was none other than this guy, John Paul II, now Saint John Paul II. And he created an incredible thing. But notice the timing of this. And I need you to watch on Friday our Faith and Reason. We're going to be discussing this clip, and you're going to get a take on it that's really something. Think about this. That is 1964. It's just after the secret of Fatima should have been revealed and was not. It's the message of Fatima spoke about communism being spread throughout the world. If the consecration wasn't done, we know it wasn't done, and communism spread. It spread also to the United States. And this, what we're going to be talking about, what RFK Jr. was referring to, was the military-industrial complex that Eisenhower spoke against and that was implemented then nonetheless. RFK Jr. actually posits that his uncle was killed because he fought Vietnam. He pulled the troops out of Vietnam. And then, of course, in successive presidencies, you had more and more troops brought there. You're going to unpack all that for you on Faith and Reason this Friday. We'll see you there. God bless you.
I am pleased to announce the launch of the new LSNTV app, which can bring all of LifeSite News' top video content direct to your phone, tablet, computer, and TV so that you can bypass the censors and keep fighting with us for life, faith, family, and freedom. Don't be alone in the darkness. We've been canceled. Fight the cancellation. Download the app.